Hello everybody, welcome to day 6 of the holiday card series for 2019. We're actually making tags, not a card today. Thought I'd switch it up a little bit. I'm going to be using the Not Too Shabby Happy Holidays stamp set, and this one is the Warm and Cozy. Stamped out all the images. I'm going to show you the coloring for a few of them, and then the other ones I colored up while I was watching the Hallmark Christmas movies on TV one night. So happy to have those back on TV. Let me know if you are a fan of the holiday movies on TV. So I'm just going ahead and stamping up these images using my Lawn Fawn jet black ink. And today I'm coloring with my Arteza my Arteza Everblend alcohol markers. So because I'm making tags, and typically I would think that most tags get thrown out after the holidays, I'm only going to be doing a 2-color blend. I didn't want to spend a lot of time coloring images if they're just gonna kind of make their way into the recycling bin with the Christmas wrapping paper. So the key to choosing marker colors when doing a 2-color blend is to go one step darker than you might typically if you're using multiple markers. So you'll see here I'm using the darkest and then the lighter marker and just blending those together. And if you want a more seamless blend where it's not quite blending how you want it to, you can touch the tip of the markers together like I did to blend those out. I really liked this color combination for the gingerbread coloring. I thought it was perfect, and these little gingies are just the cutest. They're probably my favorite icons for the holiday season. So I went ahead and colored up the other little gingerbread person on the mug of hot cocoa. I just wanted to show you the red combination here that I'm using for the hearts, and I will also use that on the straw as well. So for the larger areas, I'm covering the area completely with my lightest colored marker and then adding my darkest shadows and then blending that out again with the lightest marker. Adding a little bit of gray shadows to the areas that I want white. And then for the whipped cream, I'm using this warm gray color combination just for a little bit of color, not much. And then I am blending it out with my blender pen. For the cup, I decided to use some pinks, and the color inspiration for the images came from the pattern paper that I'm going to be using. I grabbed for my Doodlebug Christmas Town 6x6 paper pad again, the one that came out last year, because I'm really trying to use up my stash. So there's lots of traditional reds and greens in that pattern paper, but there's also craft and pink and blues. So those were the colors I chose for my images and went with the pink for the mug of hot cocoa here. So you will notice, because this is a bit of a larger area, I am spending a bit more time on blending those markers, just ensuring that I have a nice smooth blend. After I had all my images colored up, I went ahead and I cut them out using my brother's Scan and Cut, which is such a time saver. It is really one of the best investments I've ever made, and here's a look at all the images. So for the tags themselves, I'm using the Heffy Doodle tag along dies, and I just cut them out of some heavyweight cardstock, and then I went ahead and cut out some of the pattern paper as well. Now for the front of the tags, I'm actually going to adhere the pattern paper to the back of the die cut tags because I want to have the stitched detailing to the back of the card or the tag where I'm going to be stamping out the to and from, and then I also stamped out a gift from me to you. Now this is from an old Lawn Fawn stamp set called Winter Gifts. I don't know if you can even get it anymore. If it is available, I will list it below along with all the other products I use in the video today. So once I got all of the backs of the tags stamped out, I can go ahead and start creating my tags. So we're going to be making 6 different tags today. I went ahead and stamped out all my sentiments. The little banners also come in the tag-along dies from Heffy Doodle, and I just used the various sentiments and words in both of the Not2Shabby stamp sets to create my own sentiments as well. So for this first tag, I had colored up the little ornaments, but decided that I was actually going to use them as candies for this particular tag. So I popped up that present on some foam tape, and then I'm going to adhere the little peppermint patty, well, they wouldn't be patties, would they? The little peppermint candies right on to the tag itself. I'm going to add a few stars here just to fill out the front of that tag. And then the sentiment that I chose for this one is joy to the world. For the second tag, you can see there that I stamped some of the words out onto the snowflakes. I knew that the images were going to cover up most of the tags and I wouldn't have room for the sentiment, so I got a little bit creative and stamped merry, bright, and joy on each of the snowflakes. I'm going to adhere the snowflakes down onto the tag, and I popped up my little penguin here on some foam tape. He is absolutely adorable, and I think the snowflakes went really well for this particular tag. I was trying to make some of these tags gender neutral or a little bit more masculine, just so that I could have options for my gifts this holiday season. So I'm just putting on the reinforcers that comes in the die set as well, and it just gives a little added extra to the tag to finish it off nicely. So for the next 2 tags, I decided to use this craft or light brown colored piece of pattern paper that has all the houses on it for the background for this little mug of cocoa. Really simple coloring palette here in kind of those white colors and then the red and gold accents. I'm just going to use the little stars for the top of that, and again I use the sentiment joy to the world for that one. Pretty clean and simple for that tag. Now for the next one, this is where I'm using the cute little gingerbread that we colored up together. I went ahead and placed a blue heart onto the mug just to decorate it a little bit. I stamped out the sentiment Merry Christmas for this one, just playing around with where I want that to actually sit. I'm not worried that it's hanging off of the tag. It is a gift tag, so I mean, it's really just going to be there for decoration, and like I said, I don't imagine it's going to have a long shelf life, so the fact that it's hanging over doesn't bother me at all. I did adhere all of these images down with some liquid glue. So for most of them, I decided to keep them fairly flat, and then for others, I did add a little bit of dimension with some foam tape. I'm going to play around here with arranging 3 of the hearts on to that left-hand side of the tag just to fill in that white space, or plaid space in this case. And I'm just trying to balance out the colors, so because there's the red and the blue to the bottom right, I decided to put the red and the blue hearts to the top left, and then the pink to the bottom left balances out the pink in the mug to the bottom right. So there's tags 3 and 4. We'll move on to tags 5 and 6. So I decided to color up 3 of the little candy canes, and they are going to be the focal point for this particular tag that we're making. I stamped out the sentiment sending merry wishes, and I popped that up on some foam tape. I also added some foam tape to the center candy cane, and the others I will just adhere flat to the tag behind that center one. So for that pattern paper, I chose the holly. I thought it played really well with the holly that is on the candy canes. So I encourage you just to look at what kind of pattern paper you have in your stash, and if you can use any of it up to make some tags, it's a great way to get that paper used up. Moving on to the final tag, I loved this little snow globe. I decided to stamp the sentiment in the snow globe itself, so it reads merry and bright. colored that up in some brown and gold colors, and then I decided to add the little deer beside it on some foam tape. I will add 2 of the little stars as well on some foam tape, and that will complete all of the cards. So they just need some string now, and they'll be ready to go for my holiday gifts this year. So here's a close look at all 6 of the tags. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. It's fun to kind of switch it up and do other things besides cards. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're enjoying the holiday card series this year. Here's another video from last year for you to watch until my next one is up. Take care everybody. Bye.